Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on a virtual expedition that will take us from the soaring limestone peaks of the Italian Alps to the turquoise cascades of Croatia, across the geothermal wonderland of America's first national park, down to the vibrant coral kingdoms of Australia's tropical waters, and finally to one of the world's most isolated and mysterious islands in the Pacific. Each destination represents not just stunning natural beauty, but also a unique tapestry of geological history, cultural significance, and human connection spanning thousands of years. These aren't just pretty postcards or Instagram backdrops. These are living, breathing ecosystems that have shaped civilizations, inspired countless artists and explorers, and continue to challenge our understanding of what nature can achieve. From volcanic forces that sculpted entire landscapes to coral polyps building underwater cities over millennia, from ancient peoples who navigated by stars to reach remote shores to modern conservationists fighting to preserve these treasures for future generations. But here's a question I want you to ponder as we begin. What is it about these natural wonders that draws us so powerfully? Is it their sheer scale and beauty, or perhaps the way they remind us of our small place in this vast, ancient world? Before we get started, be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss any of our amazing travel adventures. And don't forget to check out the links in the description below for exclusive deals on flights and accommodations to these amazing destinations. These wonders are even better when you see them in person. Now, let's get started. The Dolomites, Italy. The Dolomites are located in northeastern Italy, primarily within the regions of South Tyrol, Trentino, and Veneto. This World Heritage Site stretches across approximately 141,903 hectares and comprises 18 distinct mountain groups, with peaks soaring beyond 10,000 feet. The range is part of the Southern Limestone Alps and sits at a fascinating cultural crossroads where Italian warmth meets Austrian precision, creating a unique alpine identity. The Marmolada, the highest peak at 10,968 feet, is often called the Queen of the Dolomites, crowned by a glacier that sadly is retreating due to climate change. What makes these mountains truly special isn't just their height, it's their composition and formation. The Dolomites are named after French mineralogist Deodat Gratet de Dolomieu, who first described the unique carbonate rock, dolomite, in the late 18th century. But the story of these rocks goes back about 250 million years to when this entire region was covered by a tropical sea. Coral reefs, lagoons, and volcanic islands dominated the landscape. When tectonic forces pushed the African and European plates together, these ancient seabeds were thrust upward, twisted, and sculpted by millions of years of erosion. Today, you can find fossilized coral and marine creatures embedded in rock faces thousands of feet above sea level, proof of the Earth's incredible transformative power. The cultural tapestry here is equally fascinating. The Dolomites have been inhabited for thousands of years, with evidence of human presence dating back to the Paleolithic era. But the region's most distinctive cultural identity emerged from the Ladine people, a Rita-Romance ethnic group whose ancestors have lived in these valleys since Roman times. The Ladine language, still spoken in 5 valleys today, serves as a living bridge to ancient Rome, containing Latin elements that have evolved in isolation for nearly 2 millennia. During World War I, these mountains became a brutal battleground between Italian and Austro-Hungarian forces, with soldiers enduring unimaginable hardships in high-altitude trenches. The Via Ferrata, protected climbing routes using fixed cables, ladders, and bridges, were originally constructed as military supply routes and now serve as thrilling pathways for adventurous hikers. You can still find remnants of the war scattered throughout the mountains, rusted equipment, carved tunnels, and memorial sites that remind us of the region's turbulent past. The development of the Dolomites as a tourist destination began in earnest during the late 19th century when British and Austrian mountaineers discovered these peaks as the ultimate climbing challenge. The first documented ascent of the Marmolada occurred in 1864, and from there, mountain tourism exploded. Small farming villages transformed into resort towns, though many have managed to maintain their authentic alpine character. Today, the Dolomites attract over 3 million visitors annually, drawn by world-class skiing in winter and hiking, climbing, and mountain biking in summer. The region successfully balances tourism with conservation, implementing sustainable practices to protect this fragile alpine ecosystem. What truly sets the Dolomites apart is the way light plays across their faces throughout the day. At sunrise and sunset, a magical transformation occurs. The mountains literally appear to glow from within, shifting through shades of pink, orange, and crimson. This phenomenon happens because Dolomite rock reflects light differently than typical limestone, creating an almost supernatural display that has inspired countless legends among local communities. One Ladine legend tells of a king whose beloved princess came from the moon and longed for the pale mountains of her home. A wizard helped by weaving moonlight into the rocky peaks, forever giving them their distinctive pale color. The biodiversity here is remarkable. Despite harsh alpine conditions, the Dolomites support an incredible array of life. Golden eagles soar above the peaks, marmots whistle warnings from rocky outcrops, and chamois navigate impossible cliffs with gravity-defying grace. In spring and summer, alpine meadows explode with wildflowers, edelweiss, alpine roses, and gentians creating carpets of color against the stark gray rock. The region is also home to brown bears, lynx, and wolves, though these magnificent predators remain elusive and rarely seen by visitors. The Dolomites represent a perfect harmony of geological wonder, cultural richness, and natural beauty. These ancient peaks, born from tropical seas and sculpted by time, stand as monuments to Earth's dynamic history. The Ladine culture adds human depth to the landscape, while the region's transformation from battlefield to beloved tourist destination shows humanity's capacity for renewal. Whether you're watching the Enrosadera paint the peaks in rosy hues, following a via ferrata through historical battlegrounds, or simply breathing in the crisp mountain air, the Dolomites offer an experience that connects you to both ancient Earth and enduring human spirit. This is nature's architecture at its finest, a place where every vista feels like a masterpiece carefully composed over millions of years. Plitvice Lakes National Park, Croatia. Plitvice Lakes is located in the mountainous karst region of central Croatia, roughly halfway between Zagreb and Zadar, near the border with Bosnia and Herzegovina. The park encompasses 296.85 square kilometers of forested hills and water features, sitting at elevations ranging from 1,280 to 4,265 feet above sea level. The lakes themselves are divided into two groups: the 12 upper lakes, situated in a Dolomite valley with numerous waterfalls and surrounded by thick forests, and the 4 lower lakes, carved into limestone canyons, with the park's largest waterfall, Veliki Slap, Great Waterfall, which plunges 256 feet in a thunderous display of natural power. What makes Plitvice truly extraordinary is the ongoing geological process that continues to create and reshape the landscape. The lakes are formed by natural travertine dams, barriers created when calcium carbonate from the water precipitates onto moss, algae, and submerged plants. This living process means the park is constantly evolving. New barriers form while water reshapes existing ones. The various shades of blue and green you see aren't from additives or minerals alone. They result from the angle of sunlight, the quantity of minerals and organisms in the water, and the depth of the pools. Some lakes appear almost azure, others emerald, and still others shift between turquoise and gray, depending on the time of day and season. It's like nature's own mood ring, constantly changing yet eternally beautiful. The cultural and historical significance of Plitvice runs deep through Croatian national identity. Archaeological evidence suggests humans have inhabited this region for thousands of years, with findings dating back to the Neolithic period. The area's name likely derives from the Croatian word plitvac or plichina, meaning shallow water. For centuries, This was a borderland between the Ottoman Empire and Christian Europe, making it a strategic and often contested territory. Local legends speak of the Black Queen who, during a severe drought, took pity on the people and sent torrential rains that created the lakes. While the park's natural beauty was appreciated locally for generations, it wasn't until 1949 that Plitvice Lakes was declared Croatia's first national park, protecting it from logging and development. Plitvice was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979, recognized not only for its outstanding natural beauty, but also for its ecological significance. The park is home to an incredible diversity of species, including the European brown bear, wolves, rare bird species like the golden eagle and eagle owl, and over 1,260 plant species. The forests are primarily beech, fir, and spruce, creating a lush green canopy that frames the brilliant blue waters below. In autumn, these forests explode into gold, orange, and red, creating a completely different but equally stunning landscape. Plitvice Lakes National Park is nature's masterpiece in constant creation, a place where water, stone, and life collaborate in an ongoing performance that's been running for thousands of years and will continue long after we're gone. The park represents the power of conservation to protect precious ecosystems, the resilience of nature to recover from human conflict, and the universal human need for places of transcendent natural beauty. The 16 interconnected lakes, with their countless waterfalls and ever-changing colors, remind us that beauty isn't static. It's a living, breathing process. From its ancient geological processes to its painful modern history and triumphant recovery, Plitvice tells a story about perseverance, protection, and the enduring power of natural wonders to inspire hope and healing. Yellowstone National Park, United States. Yellowstone spans an enormous area of 2.2 million acres. That's larger than the states of Rhode Island and Delaware combined, primarily in Wyoming, but extending into Montana and Idaho. The park sits atop the Yellowstone caldera, a volcanic hotspot where a massive magma chamber lurks just a few miles below the surface. At elevations ranging from 5,282 to 11,358 feet, Yellowstone encompasses diverse ecosystems from lush valleys and rushing rivers to alpine meadows and dense forests. The park is the core of the Greater Yellowstone ecosystem, one of the largest intact temperate zone ecosystems remaining on Earth. The geological drama here is unmatched anywhere else in the world. Yellowstone contains more than 10,000 thermal features, half of all such features on Earth. The park boasts over 500 geysers, including Old Faithful, which has been reliably erupting approximately every 90 minutes for as long as records have been kept. But the geysers are just the beginning. The Grand Prismatic Spring, the largest hot spring in the United States and third largest in the world, displays an incredible spectrum of colors. Deep blue center surrounded by rings of green, yellow, orange, and red. These colors aren't from minerals alone, but from thermophilic, heat-loving bacteria and microorganisms that thrive at different temperatures, creating living rainbows. The volcanic activity that powers these features is no joke. Scientists estimate that the magma chamber is about 55 miles long, 20 miles wide, and between 2 to 9 miles below the surface. Yellowstone has experienced 3 massive supereruptions over the past 2.1 million years, with the most recent occurring about 640,000 years ago and creating the current caldera. The cultural and historical significance of Yellowstone begins thousands of years before it became a national park. Native American tribes, including the Crow, Blackfeet, Shoshone, and others, have lived in and around Yellowstone for at least 11,000 years. For these peoples, Yellowstone was a spiritual landscape, a place of power and mystery. They hunted game, gathered plants, quarried obsidian for tools and trade, and developed sophisticated knowledge of the thermal features. Their stories and legends about the geysers and hot springs reflect deep understanding of this unique environment. The sheep-eater Shoshone, in particular, made Yellowstone their year-round home, developing specialized techniques for surviving and thriving in this challenging landscape. European-American exploration of Yellowstone began in earnest in the 1860s and 1870s, with the famous Washburn-Langford-Doane expedition of 1870 providing detailed accounts that captured the nation's imagination. What followed was revolutionary. On March 1, 1872, President Ulysses S. Grant signed the Yellowstone National Park Protection Act, creating the world's first national park. This was a radical idea, setting aside vast wilderness not for resource extraction or development, but for preservation and public enjoyment. Yellowstone became the seed from which the entire national park concept grew, eventually inspiring similar conservation efforts worldwide. It represented a fundamental shift in how humans viewed their relationship with nature, acknowledging that some places are too precious to alter, that wilderness itself has value worth protecting. The development of Yellowstone as a public park wasn't always smooth. Early years saw vandalism, poaching, and struggles with how to manage such an enormous wild area. The U.S. Army administered the park from 1886 to 1918, establishing order and protection protocols. The creation of the National Park Service in 1916 provided dedicated civilian management. Park policy has evolved dramatically over the decades, from early approaches that included feeding bears for tourist entertainment and eliminating predators to modern ecosystem-based management that recognizes the importance of all species, including apex predators. Perhaps no single initiative demonstrates this evolution better than the wolf reintroduction program. Gray wolves were systematically eradicated from Yellowstone by the 1920s, disrupting the ecosystem's balance. Elk populations exploded without their primary predator, overgrazing vegetation and altering river systems. In 1995 and 1996, wolves were reintroduced, and the results were nothing short of miraculous. The trophic cascade that followed is one of the most celebrated conservation success stories. Wolves controlled elk populations, allowing vegetation to recover, which stabilized riverbanks, created habitat for songbirds and beavers, and even changed the physical geography of rivers. This phenomenon showed that protecting wild places isn't just about preservation. It's about understanding and maintaining the complex interconnections that make ecosystems function. Yellowstone National Park represents humanity's recognition that some places are too extraordinary, too important, and too beautiful to be anything other than protected wild spaces. As the world's first national park, Yellowstone pioneered a concept that has spread globally, protecting irreplaceable natural heritage. The park's geological wonders, from faithful geysers to rainbow hot springs to the slumbering supervolcano below, remind us of Earth's immense power. Its wildlife populations, especially the successful return of wolves, demonstrate that with science-based management and commitment, ecosystems can be restored. From ancient Native American spiritual connections to modern scientific research, Yellowstone continues teaching us about nature's complexity, resilience, and value. This is more than a park. It's a testament to the idea that wilderness itself, in its untamed glory, is worth preserving for all generations. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. The Great Barrier Reef stretches over 1,400 miles along the Queensland coast, covering approximately 133,000 square miles, an area larger than Italy. The reef system comprises not one continuous barrier, but rather 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands, ranging from tiny coral keys to substantial continental islands. The reef begins near the tip of Cape York Peninsula in the north and extends south to just north of Bundaberg, running roughly parallel to the coastline, but varying from 9 to 93 miles offshore. The structure itself is so massive that it contains more living matter than all the humans on Earth combined. A staggering thought when you consider that each coral is a colony of tiny polyps, each one smaller than a grain of rice. The formation of this natural wonder is a story millions of years in the making. The current reef structure began forming about 20,000 years ago, when sea levels were much lower during the last ice age. As the ice melted and seas rose, coral began growing on coastal plains and hills, eventually forming the complex reef system we see today. Coral polyps are animals related to sea anemones and jellyfish. Each polyp secretes calcium carbonate, creating a hard skeleton. When the polyp dies, this skeleton remains, and new polyps build on top, slowly creating the massive reef structures over countless generations. The living coral forms only a thin veneer on the surface of these ancient limestone structures. The reef continues growing, though climate change now threatens this process. More on that critical challenge in a moment. The biodiversity here is absolutely mind-blowing. The Great Barrier Reef supports approximately 1,625 species of fish, from tiny clownfish, yes, like Nemo, to massive whale sharks and manta rays. There are more than 600 types of hard and soft coral in every color imaginable. Branching corals that look like antlers, massive brain corals with their distinctive maze-like patterns, delicate table corals spreading like underwater mushrooms, and colorful soft corals waving in the current like gardens. Six species of sea turtles breed on the reef, including the endangered green and loggerhead turtles. More than 30 species of whales and dolphins visit or live in these waters, including humpback whales that migrate here from Antarctica to breed in the warm tropical waters. The reef even supports saltwater crocodiles, though they generally stay in coastal areas rather than venturing to outer reefs. The cultural significance of the Great Barrier Reef for Indigenous Australians extends back more than 60,000 years, making their connection to this marine environment one of the longest continuous relationships between humans and sea country anywhere on Earth. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples have over 70 distinct clan groups with traditional sea country connections to reef areas. Their traditional knowledge includes sophisticated understanding of tides, currents, fish breeding cycles, and sustainable harvesting practices developed over millennia. For these peoples, the reef isn't just a resource, it's part of their dreaming, their spiritual and cultural identity. Stories, songs, and ceremonies connected to the reef have been passed down through countless generations, preserving ecological knowledge in cultural memory. European discovery of the reef came dramatically in 1770 when Captain James Cook's HMS Endeavour struck coral and nearly sank, forcing Cook to beach the ship for repairs. Cook's accounts introduced the reef to the Western world, and it has captured imaginations ever since. The reef was named a World Heritage Site in 1981, recognized for both its natural beauty and ecological significance. Tourism development accelerated through the latter 20th century, and today the reef attracts about 2 million visitors annually, generating billions in economic activity for Australia and supporting tens of thousands of jobs. The Great Barrier Reef stands as one of Earth's greatest natural achievements, a living monument to the power of tiny organisms working collectively over immense time to create something magnificent. This underwater world supports extraordinary biodiversity, has been home and provider to indigenous peoples for 60,000 years, and continues to inspire millions with its beauty. Yet the reef also represents our current environmental crossroads. Its decline reflects global climate change impacts, while conservation efforts showcase human ingenuity and commitment to protecting natural heritage. The reef reminds us that we're part of interconnected global ecosystems. What happens in the atmosphere affects what happens 60 feet underwater thousands of miles away. Protecting the Great Barrier Reef isn't just about saving coral, it's about committing to a sustainable future where such wonders endure for all who come after us. Rapa Nui National Park, Easter Island, Chile. Rapa Nui is located at 27 degrees 7 latitude and 109 degrees 22 longitude, making it one of the most remote inhabited islands on Earth. The nearest inhabited land is Pitcairn Island, 1,289 miles away. The island covers just 63 square miles, small enough to drive around in a few hours, and is volcanic in origin, formed by a series of eruptions from 3 extinct volcanoes, Terravaka, Poik, and Rano Kau. The highest point, Mount Terravaka, reaches only 1,663 feet, but from its summit on clear days, you can see the entire island and nothing but endless ocean in every direction, a profound reminder of the island's isolation. The island's triangular shape inspired its Polynesian name, Te Pito o Te Henua, the navel of the world, reflecting how inhabitants saw themselves as the center of their universe, surrounded by infinite sea. The island's volcanic origins are visible everywhere. Rano Kau, a massive volcanic crater, contains a freshwater lake nearly a mile across, with spectacular views down its steep inner walls. Rano Raraku, another volcanic crater, served as the quarry where nearly all the moai were carved. The volcanic tuff, compressed ash, was relatively soft, making it ideal for carving, yet durable enough for the massive statues to endure centuries exposed to the elements. The island's 3 volcanoes have been dormant for approximately 3,000 years, but their legacy shaped both the landscape and the culture that flourished here. The human story of Rapa Nui is extraordinary and complex. The island was settled by Polynesian voyagers who undertook one of history's most remarkable feats of navigation, sailing thousands of miles across open ocean without instruments, guided by stars, wave patterns, and bird flights. Estimates vary, but most scholars believe settlement occurred between 701 to 2000 CE. These colonizers brought with them chickens, rats, and root crops like taro and sweet potatoes, establishing a thriving society that would eventually number between 10,000 to 15,000 people. The moai, those iconic stone statues with oversized heads, prominent brows, and solemn expressions, were created between approximately 1400 and 1650 CE. Nearly 900 moai were carved, ranging from a few feet to over 30 feet tall, with the largest weighing up to 82 tons. These weren't random monuments or idol worship as early Europeans assumed. They were ancestor figures, each representing a deceased important person from a clan. The statues were placed on ceremonial platforms called ahu, facing inland to watch over and protect their communities. The massive stone top-knots, pukau, placed on some moai's heads, carved from red volcanic stone from yet another quarry, weighed up to 12 tons each. How did a Stone Age culture without wheels, without metal tools, without draft animals, quarry, carve, transport, and erect these colossal statues? This question has puzzled researchers for generations. Recent research has revealed fascinating answers. The moai weren't dragged on rollers as once thought. They were likely walked upright using ropes in a rocking motion, requiring surprisingly few people. The statue carving, transport, and erection were communal efforts that reinforced social bonds and displayed clan prestige. Far from being a primitive society, Rapa Nui developed a sophisticated culture with its own unique written language, Rongorongo, which remains only partially deciphered today, one of the world's great linguistic mysteries. Yet the story doesn't end in tragedy. The Rapa Nui people survived, maintained their identity, and have experienced a cultural renaissance. Today, the island has about 8,000 residents, with roughly 60% of Rapa Nui descent. The Rapa Nui language is being actively revitalized, taught in schools alongside Spanish. Traditional arts, dance, and music are thriving. The annual Tapati Rapa Nui festival celebrates traditional culture with competitions, performances, and ceremonies that strengthen cultural identity and pass knowledge to new generations. The island was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1995, recognizing both the cultural significance of the moai and the archaeological importance of the entire landscape. The natural environment is slowly recovering too. Native plant species are being reintroduced. Marine protected areas preserve offshore ecosystems. The island's stark, windswept beauty, rolling grasslands dotted with moai, dramatic coastal cliffs battered by Pacific waves, volcanic craters sheltering hidden lakes, creates an otherworldly atmosphere unlike anywhere else. Visiting Rapa Nui today means encountering both the tragic consequences of environmental destruction and the resilience of human culture and nature's ability to recover when given the chance. Rapa Nui National Park tells perhaps the most profound story of any place on our journey, a story about human ambition and achievement, the consequences of unsustainable resource use, cultural resilience in the face of catastrophe, and the possibility of recovery and renewal. The moai stand as monuments not just to Rapa Nui's ancestors, but to the universal human drive to create something lasting, to connect with what comes before and after us. Yet the Rapa Nui people's survival and cultural renaissance remind us that humans are remarkably resilient and adaptable. This remote island, lost in the Pacific, ultimately offers lessons that resonate globally about sustainability, cultural preservation, and hope. The moai still stand, weathered but enduring, watching over their island with the same solemn gaze they've held for centuries, witnesses to both our greatest achievements and our most cautionary tales. And there you have it, 5 incredible natural wonders spanning our magnificent planet, from the limestone cathedrals of the Dolomites to the underwater cities of the Great Barrier Reef, from the geothermal wonderland of Yellowstone to the cascading waters of Plitvice, and finally to the mysterious moai standing guard on lonely Rapa Nui. What unites all these places, despite their vast differences? Each one tells a story about the Earth's incredible creative power, about time measured not in years, but in millennia and millions of years, about the delicate balance between human ambition and environmental sustainability, and about our responsibility as temporary stewards of these irreplaceable treasures. And please, if you enjoyed this journey together, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our adventures to Earth's most incredible places. Share this video with someone who needs a little inspiration or wanderlust in their life. Leave a comment telling me which destination you're adding to your bucket list. Your support means the world and helps us continue exploring and sharing these natural treasures with curious minds everywhere.